Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy JY, and today I'm at a regional in London. There's around 180 players, so 8 rounds of Swiss, and today's Sunday, so it's the second day that we've had under the new procedures. So 50 minutes on the round, and at the end of the game, or at the end of the match, if a duelist hasn't won 2 games, then there's going to be a double loss for both players. No burning in time, no extra actions, straight away. Either there's a match outcome or both players lose. So I'm going to be asking some of the players here what their thoughts are about the new procedure. As we've had a bit of time, we've had Saturday, we had a few events in the UK here, like some locals, some regionals. So people have had a chance to play with the new rules. So I'm going to be asking some players what their thoughts are about the new procedure. And going to share their thoughts with you guys. Hope you all enjoy. This is one of the first regionals with the new time procedures, right, with the new Konami policy. What's been your experience playing with it?
Okay, to be honest, all of my games have been over within 20 minutes. I don't normally go to time very much with the old time rules, so it doesn't make that much of a difference for me. If anything, it's like a buff. So I'm quite happy with them. And I think that a lot of people are dooming about the rule, but I think as time goes on, people will just adapt to it and it will just become the new norm like the old time rules were, because people had drastic reactions to that, like, oh, I'm quitting because we don't get 3 turns. But I think people will get used to this. I think it's a good thing for the game.
Another big change is that YCSs now are going to be only top 8 for top cut.
Yeah.
No more top 32, no more top 64. What's your opinion on that?
So I think that, it's from a competitive standpoint, it seems like it's similar. You still have to win the same amount of games if you want to win the event, right? But playing 14 rounds to get to the top cut is quite grueling.
Wait, you have to play those rounds if you want to win, though, nah?
You do. But for the people who aren't trying to win the event, I feel like it's quite it's not really encouraging for them to come to events if they don't have a chance to play in top cut, because some people they're not going to make it into top cut, and then they play all 14 rounds and you go home. I don't feel like that's going to be a good feeling.
I mean, they still get prizes, but overall for the top 8, the new top 8 rule, thumbs up, thumbs down. What's your thoughts overall? Do you think it's positive for the game?
I think I need to wait and see. I want to see the effects of it. I want to see how many X2s make it. I've seen stuff about the maths, but I'm not 100% convinced of what I've seen. So I think I need to be at a YCS and see if it makes a difference to me.
Hopefully we see you top of YCS soon. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. What are your thoughts about the new Konami procedure?
I think there's advantages and disadvantages. For me, it's very helpful now that people won't be trying to use the clock to burn people in time, things like that. But I also think that the double loss is also a bit harsh, considering that even if you're in a super winning game position, your opponent now potentially has a chance to maybe try slow play to spitefully give you a double loss, if that makes sense. So all in all, I'm pretty happy overall with the new rules though, because I think it does incentivize people to have sportsmanship. So hopefully it goes well. It's only 2 days in, so I can't give too much feedback. But yeah, I'm liking it so far.
So overall, do you think this is a positive change for the game?
I think so, and even if it's not, I think they're making the right steps. The steps to making the game better is always just adjusting and readjusting and make a change until you can see what things are good, what things are bad, and carry on like that.
Thank you. And there's been another big change. So now there's only top 8 cup at big events. So there's no more top 32, no more top 64. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, it doesn't really change anything in my opinion. I think if you believe you were already good enough to win the event or top the event, then the extra 2 rounds shouldn't matter too much. A lot of the time you might be in the X2 bracket as well, which is a bit easier. So another 2 rounds in that bracket is whatever. But I think ultimately the people who are upset about it being extra 2 rounds are the people who weren't probably going to top anyway.
Hey, we're throwing some shade out there.
Yeah. That's just my opinion, bro. Because I go to a lot of locals and the people who are complaining are not getting tops anyway. So, but yeah, that's pretty much.
Rightly said by one of the best. What's your thoughts about the new Konami policy?
So after playing 2 events, obviously because I played Bristol yesterday, there's not been a moment where I have lost in time or I have won in time. I think it's a good pace for the game. It's a great change. because the amount of times that there was burn cards where it was like, oh, I just lose here because my opponent gets to go first, it discourages that to like force people to slow play, and it's actually quickening people up to play faster.
I've heard that a lot, that it just pretty much disincentivizes slow play, so people are just forced to play faster and at a more reasonable pace. And what are your thoughts overall? Do you think this is a positive change or a negative change?
I think it's good because, well, for the most part, it's really good. We'll see how it fares at a YCS standard, because obviously, you know, you've got different people of different sorts there. But like for the most part, I think it's better for the game and better for like the community in general.
Awesome, thank you. And now talking about YCSs, it's only going to be top 8 cut now.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that? How do you feel? There's no more top 64, no more top 32. It's just going to be top 8. What's your thoughts?
So it kind of sucks because I've never topped a YCS yet. So
yeah. Soon.
Yeah. So it's like the game's just got harder, which I think is good because it means that like your tops now mean more than ever to you, I think. And the way I see it now is like, so if you are like after like round 11 or round 10, not 10, sorry, round 12, like X2, then you're effectively playing top cut from like then on to decide whether or not you get X amount of prizing from there. So I think like in a way it incentivizes like an overall like, you know, all X2 should make it hypothetically into top cut, meaning that like you no longer have that thing of, oh, I went X2 but I came 33rd, or oh, I went X4 and came 129th or something daft like that. So yeah, it incentivizes literally like if you want to win you have to essentially win, which is I think fair for the game. I mean, Pokemon's done it from probably the dawn of time, so like the fact that Pokemon's doing it and Pokemon's getting bigger and bigger every day and just getting more and more people coming to it and everything, I think it's probably best for the game. I don't think they've killed the game in any way, shape or form. Like if you wanted to win in the first place, then like you need to put the time and effort in. This game has never been like, oh, I can just wing it on the day.
Overall, do you think this is a positive change or a negative change?
I think for like competitive play, excellent. For people that, you know, just come on the odd occasion for an event and just be like, oh, you know, I'll just come and play, like maybe it's not that great because like they can't no longer wing it, but like I think if you want to be the best, you have to put the time and effort in, so I think it's better overall.
So now rounds are 50 minutes and we have a new end of match procedure. What are your thoughts about it?
I think more time's good, especially with how complex these decks are getting, requires a bit more thinking. They definitely do take longer. I'm glad that we no longer, you know, people would tactically like drop a game to win in time. I'm glad that's no longer going to be a thing, but I do think a double match loss is quite harsh. I think just a slight change is make it a double game loss, so that if I win game 1 or my opponent does, in game 2 time gets called, I get game loss, he gets a game loss, but he won more games overall, so he won the match. I think that would just be the perfect change. And the fact that we're now top 8, it's going to be incredibly hard to now like top and win a result, and winning or topping is going to be that much more of a accomplishment. But yeah, I think it's okay. I think we're stepping in the right direction. I mean, the community here has recently shown that if we band together, Konami will listen with regards to like the Edison changes that happened. So I guess we'll just have to see. You know, hopefully, I personally think if they just change it to a double game loss, then that'll be the best thing. Because I forgot to mention, if I win 1, you win 1, game 3, no clear winner, we both get a game loss, it equates to a draw.
I think they eliminated draws, right? So you think draws should still be a thing?
I think so, yeah. It'd be interesting to see how it will affect tiebreakers. But yeah, it's definitely now, it gives players more of an incentive to continue playing into day 2. So yeah, very interested to see it. We'll see it at Lille. I'll be there.
Yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
We now have 50 minutes on the round and we have a new end of match procedure. What are your thoughts about it? How has it been like playing with it?
It's been alright so far. I haven't had any double game losses, but I think the idea is neat. It gets rid of all the malicious plays, the intent that people are going to have. So you feel a bit more comfortable knowing that if people are slow playing you now, it's not to win, it's just because they're slow. That's a nice feeling. Because we hate getting that burn in time, right?
Of course, I'm so glad we're not going to be getting burned in time anymore.
Borga burns.
Yeah.
Borga burn. Dogwood knows playing that card anymore.
Oh my god, yeah, the Dogwood price is crap. Yeah. Overall, do you think this is a positive change for the game or a negative change? What's your thoughts overall?
Just the time rules, or the other? Just the time rules. Yeah, positive change, definitely. Like 50 minutes is plenty of time. You know, I'm the quickest player myself, but I should hopefully be done. Most games, 50 minutes. I'm very happy with them.
And another big change. No more top 32, no more top 64. It's strictly top 8 at YCS and higher level events. What are your thoughts about that?
Personally, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't consider myself a very good player.
No, you're a good player.
You know, capable of making the top here and there, but as that caliber of player who's not the elite that's confident at top in every single event, I feel like I'm going to miss out opportunities in playing those top cut rounds. Sure, you still get the top 32, sure, you still get the prizes, but for me, top in the event is entering that top cut, and because it's such a rare moment for me, I'm going to miss having less of that. I hope I do get it again, but it's going to be a lot harder now.
I totally get the sentiment, but I think you should keep your eyes up. I think you can make it someday. But yeah,
I think about all your local friends who, you know, aren't like the best players, but they have the chance of topping nationals, right? But now, like, I'm sure again they can cut top 32 or whatever, but like, I'll be so gassed with my friends who don't have many tops who make it to nationals top 32 and they enter that top cut round. And I'm cheering them on the sidelines, and now again less chances to do that, but you never know.
what are your guys' thoughts about the new policy?
I like it in some sense where there's no malicious play as much because it will stop people from slow playing and burning time. But I think double loss gives a weird game of chicken when it gets near to time, but I think overall it's probably a good change. Yeah.
Similar sentiment, to be honest. I think there was definitely skill in the old time rules in playing the clock, but it's fine. It's a different skill now. You need to know when to scoop early, and I think it will stop some people slow playing and scumming in time. So I think overall it's a good change, personally.
Overall, you think this is a positive change for the game?
I do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Another major change is that for YCSs, there's no more, like top 32, top 64. It's going to be straight to top 8. And both of you guys are, like not strangers to being in top cut. What's your thoughts about that?
So I think it's very selfish thought of mine to say I like it. I don't particularly care about top 32 or top 64 or anything. My goal was obviously to win an event now, so like that will give me a better chance to win an event because I can go really well in Swiss and then just end in top 8. So and then that I can only just win 4 matches from there or 3 matches. Yeah, 3 matches, and then I can win the event. So I think for me, I like it, but I get why some people won't like it because they wouldn't get a top, even though they might get top 32, which is a bit harsh, but yeah, a bit selfish.
I mean, who defines what counts as a top, what doesn't?
Yeah, but I just think a lot of people just deny it because it's like, oh, you're not in top cut, so therefore you're not top. But it's harsh, but it is what it is.
What are your thoughts?
So I think for YCSs and Euros, it's absolutely fantastic because it rewards the people who go XO in Swiss, X1 in Swiss, right? Because it's tough. If you play 12 rounds, you go 12-0, and then you lose first round of top cut. But now those people essentially get to skip straight to top 8, which I think is fantastic. The only issue I have with it is nationals, where I think for a lot of not the top players, that's like a stepping stone, getting to top nats, getting to top cut. When they move the chairs around and you get in, I think that's a fun moment. So I think it's a shame that's been taken away for some players, I think. But overall, I do think it is a very good change. We'll see more of the best players in top cut, and I also think maybe we'll see better players. We'll see people like Schmidt and other top players going to Worlds more often now with in Euros. I think it's great personally.
What's been your experience playing it, and what's your thoughts about it?
Okay, so in the beginning I was very apprehensive because there's a lot of potential for lots of bad faith players to drag you down. But after playing 2 regionals, yesterday's Bristol, today's of course London, most people don't want the double loss and they're happy to try and play faster because that's a terrible scenario. Double loss is worse than just scooping to your opponent. It's been alright so far. The rounds have been moving really quickly, which is genuinely a massive improvement. The 20-30 minutes between rounds in the previous way it was done, and no one can really ball a burn for game these days, so that's pretty good.
What's been your experience like playing with the new rules?
So I saw the announcement and I saw everyone flipping out. I'm just like, it's not that bad. 5 minutes is a long time in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so the issue is, before when you had less than 20 minutes, you'd speed up, make sure you don't get burned for game. But now it's there's over 20 minutes, so you can just take your time. The only time I misplayed today was when I was rushing, so I didn't get the double match loss, which ended up happening, but I get my opponent to win anyway. It's from how I see it, if you're going to lose the game anyway, there's no reason to take the double match loss because your tiebreakers are going to be terrible at that point. And it's also like a morally right thing. Like, your opponent's going to win anyway. So I've always done the morally right thing at the end of the day, and this new end of match procedure does enforce what I believe in. So just doing the right thing all the time.
Overall, do you think this new change is positive or negative for Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, I think it's very, very good. Everyone's been chilling. Like, when you're going into time, that's when you stress and that's when you start misplaying. But other than that, 5 minutes extra time, everyone wants to win. No one wants a double match loss. A few people do get double match losses, but like, it's inevitable at some points. But at the end of the day, you can scoop any games. I decide to always play it out. But yeah, I think it's a really, really good change.
Thank you. And another big change. So there's no more top 64, top 32 at YCS and higher level events. How do you feel about that? It's strictly top 8. What's your thoughts?
So my dreams of making top 64, top 32 at YCS is completely dead now. But I also like running the gauntlet of 15-round YCSs, like War of Attrition, like that kind of stuff. That I like that, and it rewards people that build a consistent deck for 15 rounds. Like I said, my deck doesn't brick unless it gets shifted. But, just having a consistent deck throughout an entire YCS, it's tailored to me, and I really do like that. So I want to see like YCS Lille. I'm really excited for that. 15 rounds YCS, bring it on.
I hope you guys have enjoyed the interview so far. So for the last interview, I actually have the winner of the regional here, Josh Kelly. He's actually won 2 regionals back-to-back, 2 massive regionals. He won the Open like 2 weeks ago, and he's won the regional here today. So it's going to be interesting to hear his thoughts about the new procedures and playing under the new policy with the end of round and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, we're here with Josh Kelly, man. You're killing it. 2 wins back-to-back, huge regionals in the UK. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, great. It's been a great streak. The format's really fun, and I'm feeling great about it. And I've had a great streak since Nats this year, and so I just want to keep it going.
Yeah, sick, man. Love watching you shine, man. It's awesome to see. Now, there's been a huge change in Yu-Gi-Oh! We got the new extra 5 minutes on the round, so 50 minutes per round, and the new end of match procedure. What's your thoughts about it, and what's been your experience playing under these new conditions?
Yeah, so I played in 2 tournaments with the new rules, 16 rounds, so quite a bit, and I've loved it, to be honest. I think it's amazing. It's difficult because there's not a perfect solution. Yep. So everyone's dooming online because there's no perfect solution. But the way it feels compared to the old time rules is neither player wants to go to time, so there's no stalling, there's no slow playing. So even when you only have 10 minutes left on the timer, it feels like a lot more time because you know your opponent isn't going to stall, isn't going to try and burn you. And most of the decks I play don't really have timeouts. So previously I'd have to really rush in some matchups, like against Vanquish Soul. If you go close to the timer, you're just not winning. So I really enjoy it. I think it just makes for I feel like I'm actually just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And the timer doesn't really matter because most games are over in 50 minutes if you play at a good pace. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And do you think overall this is a positive change for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or negative change?
I think it's great. I think it will feel really bad when getting a double loss and things like that, you and your opponent both losing a game where you couldn't decide a winner. But even in tournaments, there's been so few from what I've seen. There's maybe 1 or 2 around. And before you'd see all this drawing at the end of events, and it's just so much stuff that takes away from you actually just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And actually just trying to be the best at the game, which I think these new rules just allow you have 50 minutes, play Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't finish, it's unfortunate, but it's enough time. And it doesn't incentivize anyone to stall. It's great. So good.
And now there's been another big change. So no more top 64, no more top 32. We're going to be playing extra rounds of Swiss, and it's straight to top 8 cut. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I don't actually have a YCS top yet.
Soon come.
Yeah, so I topped Nationals and Euros this year, and I wouldn't have made it if there was a top 8 cut. But I think it doesn't really change too much, to be honest. It means if you make top 64, you had to play a few extra rounds, and some people will lose out on it. But I just remember hearing stories of people, you go 12-0, 11-0 in Swiss, and you brick the first round of top cut, and you're out of the tournament, you go home with a playmat. And I think someone missing out on top 64 or something like that is so much less important than someone doing insanely well in the format and getting no recognition. So I personally like the rules. You can still fight for the prizing, and I think it's a big thing of the community sees a top as you made top cut, whereas like you can still be proud that you make top 16, you got your effect veiler, you got your card trooper. You can still be proud of that achievement, even if it doesn't count as top cut. I also think it's interesting because for Worlds points, I haven't seen any announcements of how that's going to work with the new top cut, because before you only got World points if you made the top cut. So now I'm not sure how they're going to do that, if they're going to give it to the top 64 or how that's going to work. That'll be interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see. You're going to try to go for the Worlds points?
Yeah, hopefully. Before this week, I was number one in Europe, so hopefully with this regional win, I can maintain that. But yeah, I'm going to go for it. I have to get started the season.
You're killing it, man. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to top of YCS this season.
Yeah. Hopefully. I'll be at all of them. Yeah.
Any shouts?
Yeah, shout out to my team. Europa Gaming, they hosted this regional and it was amazing. It was their first one. Almost 200 people, which for UK is almost unheard of. That's almost how much you get at Open. Amazing pricing, and they got a new shop opening in London, in Camden, which is going to be great. And that's where I do all my testing, and I felt like I get so much better playing at the game, doing that, and everyone on my team, the collective, just helping so much.
Yeah, awesome. I might have to come down and get some sessions with you.
Yeah. Come down here. It's so much fun.
All right, thanks for the time. Yeah, take care.